Hi, I'm Jacob Fannin, and this is Waupaca Local Live.
I've got a story for you. Sit down and listen, please. This is my life in review. She meant everything to me. This is a story called Lemonade. 15 years ago, I just turned 65. My wife was by my side, touring the countryside. I'd wake up every morning and ask, how much is it today? She'd turn and smile and say, that price will never change. 42 years old, 2 kids in a mortgaged home. My life was flying by, all work, no play was the way I'd go. But still I'd find the time, take her hands right in mine. Nickel a day is all I'd pay just for the sake of old time. The sake of old time. And I say, marry me, may I please ask you for your hand in mine as we combine to find out what this life is. Marry me, I'll ask in the nicest of ways, so you and me become away for the rest of our days. The rest of our days. 23 gone by, having the time of my life. I said I do, she said it too, and we became man and wife. Walking down that aisle, I had this Cheshire grin. Move over cloud nine, you have new neighbors moving in. Then I said, marry me, may I please ask you for your hand in mine as we combine to find out what this life is. Marry me, I'll ask in the nicest of ways, so you and me become away for the rest of our days. The rest of our days. I was only 6 years old, that summer so long ago. I still remember the flowers she wore in her hair. It was on the right side, which meant I had a chance with her. Step by step and street by street with my money in hand. Each night I'd make that journey to her lemonade stand. Shy at first, but gaining courage as I neared. I'd softly clear my throat to cover up my nervous fear, and she'd say, 5 cents please is all you have to pay. Is there anything else that I can do for you today? And I'd say, marry me, may I please ask you for your hand in mine as we combine to find out what this life is. Marry me, I'll ask in the nicest of ways, so you and me become what we for the rest of our days. The rest of our days. I still have trouble every morning looking down at her grave. We were so close for so long, but I could never find the right words to say. So I do the single thing that has become routine to me. Take a nickel from my pocket, get down on one knee and say, marry me, may I please ask you for your hand in mine as we combine to find out what this life is. Marry me, I'll ask in the nicest of ways, so you and me become what we for the rest of our days. The rest of our days. I've got a story for you. Sit down and listen, please. This is my life in review. She meant everything to me. This is a story called Lemonade.
Welcome to Waupaca Local Live. I'm Jacob, Marcy, Deb. We're going to talk about music and Central Wisconsin, good beer, and the cruise industry. So stick around for a little while. We'll chat a little bit, yeah?
You're hired.
Okay. So this is the first time this has happened, and also it definitely sort of sets the bar for anybody else that we have on the show.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That's right.
pretty much, yeah. We can just like chill.
We're kind of on break. You can just run the show yourself.
Tell us a story, Jay.
It's okay. So it all started back on a Wednesday afternoon. I remember it being cold, 1984. I'm just kidding.
The day you were born?
The day I was born.
The day you were born.
I remember being cold. That's it.
It's kind of
Ladies
cold.
and gentlemen,
yeah.
and anyone that's listening, we are here live in the studio on Waupaca Local Live with Jacob Fannin.
I appreciate it. Thanks for
Thank
having
you so much for coming. It's just really great, that first song. I mean, it was great, but I got a little teared up on it. Can you just tell us where that song came from? Is that a creative endeavor, or is that a true-ish story? Or?
True-ish story, I would say. Yeah, so I did my Hollywood take on it. I was at a store with some family members at some point years ago, and sisters or my mom or somebody was checking out, and they were taking a really long time. So I went and kind of sat on one of those benches off against the wall, and
The man benches.
and
Even in your younger days,
even in
you
my
sat on the
even
man
in my
bench.
youth, even in my youth.
Yes.
Yeah, and a gentleman came over, sat down, we started chatting a little bit, and his story was similar. But when he's telling me the story, I started kind of making my own story of his story. And so it's true-ish, and I kind of made everything rhyme and put it together, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
that's really
very
amazing.
beautiful.
I appreciate that.
That's what I love about your songwriting. You really, every song is a journey, I feel like. You take us on a journey with your songs.
Yeah.
I hope so. That's the hope, at least. I've always considered myself a writer first, and then
Oh, really?
singer second, guitar player third, yeah.
How early did you start writing?
Music not until 18, 19 or so. But I've been writing since I was a little kid. I've always been fascinated with rhyming and imagery and stuff like that. So I've been writing for a long time, just poetry and stuff like that.
Okay.
But actually didn't start writing music until college.
Yeah, so none of the songs you're going to share tonight feature you rapping, do they?
Featuring me rapping.
But I kind of dig that. Do we still call it rapping? I'm kind of old. I'm not sure if that's what it's even called. Like spoken word.
Just
in
it's called
like
spoken
a
word.
like a modern
yeah.
Bob Dylan. Just
Yeah.
Kind of,
So now I'm kind of, the whole audience is going to be like, oh, come on, seriously?
here
You're
it
not
is.
going to share any of that? Can you just bust something out?
bust something out now?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
No? Too much pressure?
him
I
on
mean,
the spot.
you opened the show, so I thought maybe you would run with that too.
Yeah, well, without a guitar, it turns into rapping, which is something I can't do. With the guitar, I can fake it and make it into a rhythmic speaking session.
Because I've always wanted to
Rhythmic
do that, so if I was
speaking
playing
session, I
my
like
ukulele, I could make it happen. I could sound like I'm doing something cool like
yeah,
that.
just sing like Bob Dylan, but
Because I can do that.
take out the accent and slow it down a little bit, and it turns into a spoken word session. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
No
that.
offense to Bob
Good.
Dylan fans, that's not what I'm saying.
No. Well, he's pretty much into lyrics and writing too. I mean, that's really what his.
Is he an
foremost-
inspiration for you?
Yeah.
I mean,
And if not, who is?
yeah, always. I mean, anybody that writes and plays music is an inspiration. Anytime you hear anything, you're learning from it, or you're listening to it, and even loving it, hating it, or whatever. So you're taking something from it.
Yeah.
Who's my inspiration? A lot of people. Jason Mraz is a big fan.
I can hear that.
Is a big fan. I'm a big fan of his.
Right?
I would love if
I
Jason
mean-
Mraz is a big fan of mine.
Let's just put that out there, because you know the universe always hears
Jason
these
Mraz,
things,
if you're
right?
listening to Waupaca Local Live, please reach out. I'll buy you lunch or something somewhere. But, no, Mraz, I'm a big fan of Mraz. A lot of his earlier stuff is kind of how I started chucking on a guitar, like the rhythmic.
Yeah, I could hear that style.
So that was a lot of Mraz is where I started to learn and kind of fall in love with that style of guitar playing. Yeah, John Lennon obviously is a guy, and then funny enough, Eminem. When I get stuck with lyrics and I want to say something that's has a little bit of a pace to it, he's the guy that I go back to listen to hear how he says things.
Very cool.
Interesting. So you, one of the people that couldn't be here tonight, but she wanted to come, but she wanted me to make sure to ask you about your musical family.
Okay.
So I'm asking you about your musical family. I hear you come from a huge family, and everybody's a musician, from parents to the kids.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes, I'll say it's true. It's I'm the fourth oldest, of 11 kids.
Oh, wow.
Mom, a musician since very young. My dad played in bands out of high school, so he's definitely got the gene in him as well. And then, yeah, all of us sang. So growing up, we a lot of church stuff, a lot of choir type singing, but all of us out in the house singing together and stuff like that. And then through high school, and different band instruments that kids picked up. So there was always music going on growing up, which definitely led to, I guess, the love or the lifestyle of playing. So
Right.
I'll do songs all day.
Yay. That
That's
means we're
great.
ready for a really long time. See, we can just make the segments as long as we feel like. Take that. Okay. All right. Thanks. Jacob Fannin in the
appreciate it.
studio, Waupaca Local Live.
Look at my eyes, they're dry because I have no more tears to cry. Look at my hands, steady cause there is no more shaking them. I've been afflicted, mistreated, I've been led to believe that this mountain is far too steep. Look at my face, it's so sad when a smile seems so out of place and through to my soul. It holds so much more than you'll ever know. I've been stood up and shot down and I've been sidestepped around, but somehow I still believe. Cause I am bulletproof and nothing that you ever say could ever hurt me. Take your shots, I'll still be standing here. And when you do desert me, I'm a sinner. But I've always believed we must all be blind before we can see. I've persevered through trials, both big and small. Been struck down by fear and had my heartbeat drown me out. I've been confused and abused and set up to lose, but I know if I keep breathing I will always be believing, cause I'm bulletproof and nothing that you ever say could ever hurt me. Take your shots, I'll still be standing here. And when you do desert me, I'm a sinner. But I've always believed we must all be blind before we can see. Cause I am bulletproof and nothing that you ever say could ever hurt me. Take your shots, I'll still be standing here. And when you do desert me, I'm alive. I'm alive. I am bulletproof, cause I am bulletproof and nothing that you ever say could ever hurt me. Take your shots, I'll still be standing here. And when you do desert me, I'm a sinner. But I've always believed we must all be blind before we can see. Look at my eyes, they're dry because I have no more tears to cry.
We are in the studio live with Jacob Fannin, and we are really enjoying your music.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And it's really kind of emotional music. I mean, that first story was kind of sad. The second was kind of angsty.
But resiliency.
But resiliency, yeah.
Yeah, so that was called Bulletproof. So I lived in Nashville for a little while. I lived in Los Angeles for a little while, and it's a different feeling being a musician in those kind of bigger areas. And so I wrote that the day I got back from LA when I moved back home, and I not feeling defeated, but just kind of a what was that? Like I just kind of got out of a fight, and I'm trying to remember what just happened. And Bulletproof came out, and so I wrote that the day I got back from from LA. So yeah, that one has a little bit of emotion to it.
What is it like when, do songs always come in the same way? Like when you're saying that one just, there was that moment, did the whole song flow out at one time?
That's, yeah, a little bit. So a lot of the songs I write, I'm always writing, but most of the stuff that I write is silly stuff, and it's silly love songs or stuff that...
I like silly love songs.
Yeah, and they have their place, but for me, it's songwriting. At least for me, is much more personal than that. So the stuff that like I hear on the radio, nothing against it, but that to me is kind of that. I'm gonna get in trouble. There's 10 of them coming out every single week. They're all the same.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
a formula. They're very formulaic.
Right.
yeah, it's kind of cookie cutter,
And there's a little disconnect.
But they literally
We'll say it.
are formulaic because that's the formula to get to that genre.
yeah.
Right. So
And,
you're writing more from yourself.
Yeah, it's always been a personal thing. So in this instance, I haven't really published a lot of music. I have a couple CDs, but I'm 34. I've been doing it for 14 years. A lot of stuff I've written, I've never shown anyone because to me it doesn't mean anything. So in an instance like this, you can tell when something's going to be meaningful and or different. So when something like that comes up, you just go with it until it's finished. And so most of the time it comes in one session and you'll write it and tweak it after going back to it a week later or something. But the majority of it you write in one sitting. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
So before we came into that song, I want to go back to kind of where we were last segment because we ran out of time. It was time to hear another song.
Yeah.
And but we were just getting into what it was like growing up in a family of musicians, having 11 siblings, or 11 of you all together.
11
You're one
of us,
of
yeah.
11,
Yep.
right? And you were telling us that at the age when your littlest ones started to be
More
coherent,
coherent.
you said.
Yeah.
I thought
So,
that was an interesting choice of
There's
words.
my oldest brother is between my oldest brother and my youngest brother. There's 19 years,
Wow.
and so when the three youngest, 4 youngest, whatever it was, became school age and they could hold their own part in like an a cappella group setting or something like that, then we could really sing as a family.
Okay.
We could always do the solo melody type thing where you're just singing the national anthem and stuff like that. Like you can do that from any age, but when the younger kids were able to hold their own part and really understand what they were doing, that's when we could really do some things together as a group.
So what kinds of things did you do?
So we first started out singing for a lot of like church functions or local, school events and stuff like that. And my mom would come with the piano, we'd bring it along with us and sing along with her. She'd be playing for us. But then after a little while, we kind of formed an a cappella thing, and then we really could sing wherever we wanted because we didn't need, a setup or anything like that. So a lot of a cappella stuff. We started a YouTube channel that took off pretty well for us and became popular.
How old were you when that was happening, when you all started performing as a family?
This is probably like 2008 or so, 2007. So I'm guessing I was 23, 24, something like that.
Okay.
And when we first kind of started singing together a little bit.
So you were already adulting.
I was a big kid at that point. So actually the very first thing we ever did was I wanted to record us singing because I was moving out to LA, and in my head I was moving out there kind of in a permanent state. So I just wanted like a memento of all the kids singing. So we did do something. We posted it online, and it got a pretty good response. So I did go out to LA, and I was out there for a while. And when I came back, then we revisited the whole family singing thing because it did get such a good response. And
you were actually featured on the Sing Off, right?
Yeah,
what it was called?
Yep, the Sing Off.
Yes.
So NBC reached out to us at some point, and they had already done a couple seasons of the Sing Off, and they were coming into a third season. So they asked us to
Did they find your YouTube video? Like, how did they find you, or did you put in like an application?
Yeah, I think all these shows have casting departments that you can submit to, and then they also are kind of scouring the internet or whatever for their own people. And so I think one of their casting departments must have reached out to us, and I forget, it was a while ago, but they must have reached out to us and asked us to audition, and so we put some stuff together, sent it in, and ultimately got on the show. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's an amazing, fun story.
Yeah, and that was a while ago, but most recently, I know pretty soon we're going to have to wrap the segment again.
Right.
It's gonna happen again because we need to hear another song. So before we do that, because this is kind of our last opportunity, tell us about the cruise line. What was that like? You were solo contracted, right?
Yeah, so ever since when I started playing guitar, I had looked into jobs you can do in the music industry, and of course the cruise line gigging was one of those, and so I was always curious about it. And then I just kind of came to a point in my life where I had a little bit of freedom, where if I wanted to pursue it, I could. And so I did. I reached out to a couple different agents who place musicians onto those ships, and one of them agreed to take me on. We started working on some contract stuff, and Carnival Cruise Lines gave me a deal, or made me an offer that I could go out there for. It was a full spring, like almost 3.5 months or something like this. And I was down in the Caribbean playing as a solo guitarist.
Sweet.
I mean, it's a tough
ships,
job,
yeah.
but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, it's
What a fun experience.
hard life out there on the ship. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious as to what you're doing right now. So I know that you're playing. I know that you've been at Mile of Music every year.
Yep.
You're going to probably be back this year. Where else can people hear you?
So
Do you gig at all, or?
Yep, definitely. I'm around.
Okay.
I live in Appleton, so I
Okay.
play around the Appleton Green Bay area quite a bit.
Okay.
I have Bananas Entertainment up in Green Bay is
Right.
who is currently booking me, so I let them do all the booking, save me that stress. But so wherever they tell me to go, I go. But I gig around the Appleton Green Bay area. Hopefully, Mile of Music is another thing this year to go back there. So
That's awesome.
I'm around. Yeah, all summer. I'm on patios somewhere, playing.
On patios.
Sweet.
patio
On a
somewhere.
patio near you, Jacob
Right.
Fannin. Where can people find your music? I know
If
that
not
there's
on a
some
patio.
cuts on the Bananas site, because
Yep.
I looked at that. Is there a way that they can get your CDs? You mentioned you had 2 CDs.
Definitely. iTunes, it's out there.
Okay.
Spotify, if you want to stream it, it's on Amazon. Walmart and Target, all those digital websites you can get there as well. I have a Facebook page and a YouTube channel, all that stuff. So
Great.
just
So your
search my name.
Facebook page, yeah, Jacob Fannin. And spell your last name.
Jacob
Could you do
Fannin, yeah, F as in Frank, as my family says, ANNIN.
Great.
Facebook.com/Jacob Fannin Music.
All right. So when we come back, we'll dig into that a little bit more, because I'm sure people are going to want to find you.
That'd be excellent. I appreciate
You're going to
that.
do another song for us. What's this one going to be about?
Let's do 60 more songs. So this is a song called Walt Disney Did This to Me.
Oh, I love this
Walt
one.
Disney did this to me?
Yeah, it's-
All right, everybody. Jacob Fannin.
Excellent.
Okay. I think that's...
I believe in a little thing that they call love. This head over heels, my heart is racing, kind we all dream of. And I know that's kinda sappy, so try my very best to explain. Do you remember Peter Pan, the pixie man? He flew his way to Neverland, all just on a notion that he never would grow up. This girl who is starring, she's Wendy, she's darling. Salt to his pepper, leave his sight, he never let her in. And some might say they were as different as could be, love. But when together Peter truly felt like he could fly, 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 he could fly. Do you remember Belle? She was a beauty, and the prince, he probably knew that he was destined for a life under this terrible spell. But the personification of his common household nation proved to Belle she loved this beast, and proved the beast loved her as well. And now, and isn't that the reason why we wake up every day, love? We paint a target on our backs and let Cupid have his way, and we'd become a tale as old as time, as so true as it could be. And I'll admit that I've been brainwashed, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I started young on this diet of Disney, and it's filled my glass up way past halfway. Yeah. Walt Disney, what have you done? It's all your fault. She was a lady of the water, future queen under the sea. He was a prince upon the mainland, he was searching for beauty. So she traded in her voice for a pair of legs and for some sunsets. And she came to shore one day, and she was hoping to get to meet him. and in her miming ways greet him. Who would have thought all it took was a blue lagoon? There you see her, she's sitting there across the way. Oh, she don't got a lot to say, but there's something about her, and you don't know why, but you're dying to try. You wanna kiss the girl. And as far as I can tell, Eddie and the Tramp are still together, and I guess that proves spaghetti kisses last forever. Here's my hand, do you trust me? It's a magic carpet ride. We have to have you home by midnight, or our carriage will turn into October's decoration. But there's no surprise, the mirror told us it would happen. You should never take an apple from a lady in the woods. That's an awful spot for retail, so you knew she was up to no good, my love, but it's all okay. Happy ever after is the name of this game, and I'll admit that I've been brainwashed, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I started young on this diet of Disney, and it's filled my glass up way past halfway. Yeah, Walt Disney, what have you done? It's all your fault. I believe in a little thing that they call love. This head over heels, my heart is racing, kind we all dream of.
Studio with Jacob Fannin, and that last song had so many words in it. And yes, we were talking at another time about how you had a website that you had the lyrics on. You're thinking of getting that back up?
Yeah, I have lyrics somewhere. My website's under construction, we'll call it. They're in my head, so I can write them down at some point, put them somewhere if people need them. But they're out there.
You can just tell everybody, send Jacob a message on Facebook and say, hey.
If there's anyone that could transcribe what I just sang for me and send me.
But how do you remember? It's almost like it's a tongue twister.
A little bit.
That last song. I would just be like making mistakes right and left. I wouldn't be able to do
so
that.
much easier when you're the one creating the words. If you're trying to memorize something else someone else did, I think it's much more difficult. But when you're the one that's writing it, it's so much easier.
I don't know. I mean, I trip over my own words, and I don't have that many in a small space.
Yeah.
That's really an art form, is what I'm trying to say. It's really something. Not only to write it, but to be able to just have it flow out like that without a mistake. Very impressive.
I appreciate that. It's like I said before, that's the Jason Mraz, Ed Sheeran type kind of beach flow that they go with. And so once I heard those guys, not Ed Sheeran, it was Mraz first. Once I heard Mraz and Jack Johnson and those guys kind of singing that style, that's when I realized that's what I wanted to play. And so I start practicing all that, spitting all that stuff out in a fast, hopefully.
So as a day job, are you an auctioneer? Because that would really, there'd be some parallels.
If there's anybody out there that's hiring for an auctioneer, I would love to be considered. No, I'm not.
Be careful, because our audience, there definitely would be that out there. So you're going to
get some calls.
I can be an auctioneer, play music between. My price is fairly decent, I think, for those types of situations. I'm willing.
Okay, I do have one more question before we start the game. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So, is music really your love? Like you're just willing to sing songs between auctioneering segments.
Yeah.
So, would you prefer, like, if you could do music all the time, is that what you would do?
Every day, all day. It's the only thing that doesn't feel like work to me. I can sit and listen to and then play and then write all day long. And if that would pay the bills nicely, then yes, I would do that all day. So
it's in your heart. That's your joy.
I think so.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think it's time. Music
Drum roll.
mayhem.
Can you give us one?
It's time for Musical Mayhem with Jacob Fannin here at Waupaca Local Live.
I think we're going to have to have him on our show more
We'll talk
often.
to our production team
Yes.
and see if they need you for like voiceovers and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
I'll do it.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go back and forth, and our listeners know Music Mayhem, but we'll explain it to you. We're going to go back and forth and give you an option of one or the other thing to choose. Some of these are going to be questions, though, so we're kind of putting you on
Just
the
when
spot.
you get in the flow of the either or thing, we're going to throw you
Throw a
something where you have
question,
to think of something
I love
that's
that.
not
So don't
an
think
either
too
or.
hard, okay?
Let's
So
do
just
Yeah.
the top of your brain, the tip
Okay.
of your tongue, okay?
And we're going to go back and forth. So
All
you
right.
back and forth,
All
back
right,
and
all
forth.
right.
Got
All
it?
right,
Got
here we
it?
go.
Yep.
I'm going to start. Texting or talking?
Talking.
Cats or dogs?
Cats.
Veggie or pepperoni?
On a pizza, pepperoni. Every other reason, veggies, please.
I like the elaboration, even though that's kind of breaking the rules, but we're going to accept it because I liked it.
Jacob
I
Fannin
liked
here,
it.
Waupaca Local Live. I make up my own rules.
From the beginning of the show.
Yeah,
Very
right.
good. Okay. Favorite city in the United States besides the one you live in?
Charleston, South Carolina.
Nickname your parents used to call you, or maybe still do?
Jacob Thomas, get over here and put that down or something.
That is, okay, pause. That is not a nickname.
Oh,
That's not a nickname. That is like formal talk when you have 11 children and
Yeah.
you need this one,
Yeah,
the fourth
right.
one.
So real quick, time out. When my parents needed to call one of us, they always said 14 names before they got to the
Right.
actual one.
That's how it
So I don't
was
think
in
we
my
had
family, too.
nicknames. If they got our name, it was great.
Yeah, right.
Good point. Okay.
So I don't know if I had a nickname. Sorry.
All right,
Tanya.
you're next.
No, you are.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Every language in the world.
Invisibility or super strength?
Visibility.
Realist or romantic?
Romantic.
I'm so glad I get this one. Ariel or Jasmine?
Oh, Jasmine. She's on a flying carpet, and Aladdin's best friend is Robin Williams, and he doesn't have to pay car insurance.
And somehow that was in the song you just sang.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait to ask
Oh,
you
Jasmine,
that one. I was so
no offense,
excited. I was so
Ariel.
glad it got to be mine.
Ariel
Yay.
seems like a good girl.
All right, place you most want to travel but haven't been yet.
Greece.
Have you ever worn socks with sandals?
Socks with sandals. No.
Oh,
You have
Maybe?
to tell the truth.
Socks and sandals. No.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
double dipping at a party ever acceptable, and if so, when?
No, never.
Half full or half empty?
Halfway to another glass.
Who would you rather cuddle, a baby panda or a baby penguin?
Baby panda.
Name one of the 7 dwarfs.
Sleepy.
Godfather or Star Wars?
Star Wars.
I'm a little bit afraid to ask this one because you said cats before, but
Yeah.
big dogs or small dogs?
Small dogs.
Dreamer or doer?
Dreamer.
Okay.
Nice. Good answer. What is your superpower?
Hopefully kindness.
Aww.
That's a really good one. I thought you were going to say something about like saying words really, really fast. And
Yeah,
like has an effect.
saying a lot of words.
But I like kindness. That's
Also, I grow a really good beard.
That's your superpower. I
Yeah.
love it.
Okay, your ideal outside temperature?
74.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Giving presents or getting presents?
Giving presents.
Make a high-pitched sound.
Make a high-pitched sound.
Yeah.
Pass.
Good answer. Okay, come on, Deb.
Shoots, we have to accept that because
Yes,
we
we
didn't make
do.
that a rule. Impulsive or methodical?
Methodical.
The smell of gasoline or skunk?
Gasoline.
I actually love the smell of diesel. I don't
So
know,
do
what
I.
does that mean?
So do I.
Yeah.
It's a childhood tick
It
for
makes me think of traveling.
Yeah.
And I'm
Child-
like, I gotta go.
Childhood tick for me.
At the
Gasoline.
truck stops
Diesel fuel.
when you took a bus to go wherever you
Yeah.
were going because you had so many people.
My uncle used to give us rides on a 4-wheeler, and it was a diesel.
Oh
So
my
the smell of
gosh.
diesel makes me think
Yeah.
of being a kid.
Aw,
Yeah, it's
that's sweet. Okay, so on that really sweet note, if the toilet paper roll is really low but it's not completely out, do you just go ahead and take care of that or do you leave it for somebody else?
Go ahead and take care of it.
Nice.
Climb a mountain or jump from a plane?
Feet on ground. Come on.
If you were really, really hungry, would you eat a bug?
Sure.
What type of milk do you put on your cereal?
Almond milk. Sweetened.
Oh,
Vanilla.
millennial.
Truth or dare?
Truth.
Desert or rainforest?
Rainforest.
Mountains or ocean?
Ocean if I'm not in it.
But if you're on a cruise boat, apparently it's
Yeah,
okay.
that's true.
Well, yeah.
So
I'm-
technically, you're in the ocean when you're on the boat.
Mountain.
Okay. I mean,
Would you
I don't
rather
wanna
be
change that.
besties with Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
Beyonce?
I was hoping that Acacia, shout out to Acacia. I was hoping she was going to be in the audience for the Beyonce question.
Okay.
What sound does a seal make?
Pass.
Oh, this is not into the sound effects. What's something you could eat for a week straight?
Gummy bears.
That would not be good.
Bears.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Would you rather wake up to an air horn blowing in your ear every day or wake up and have to run 4 miles every day?
Oh, run 4 miles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate, milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
Your songwriting journal, paper or
Computer.
computer
Oh, paper.
device?
Paper.
How would you rate your karaoke skills on a scale of 1 to Mariah Carey?
R. Kelly. That was
hoping
a
you-
really bad pull right there, R. Kelly.
I was hoping that's the way you were
I
going to
think
go,
he's-
with something like
he's
that.
like a troublemaker or something.
That's why it was a bad pull. I changed.
so you
I
can-
changed it. Yeah, I
Okay,
changed it.
bleep that
yeah,
out.
well, yep.
Yeah,
Wait, will you do a rewind sound? Will you do that? Okay, now your answer.
What's the question?
If you were singing karaoke, would you rate yourself as a 1, or where would you rate yourself 1 to Mariah
Mariah
Carey?
Carey.
Young Elton John.
Oh.
Sweet.
I like that.
Okay, LA or New York?
New York.
Which animals add more joy to the world, squirrels or llamas?
Squirrels.
We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen.
This one is hilarious, though. You're all still with us. It's okay. This one's hilarious because I thought you still had a lot of hair, and there's not a lot of that. I mean, you do have a lot of hair. You just shave it off. Let's be clear.
I appreciate that.
But you're welcome. But there's this question: if you could push a button and make everyone in the world 7% happier, but it would also place a worldwide ban on all hairstyling products, would you push it? That button that would make everybody happier.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Transparent or opaque?
Transparent.
Last one. Ready? Drum roll. Interview or interview?
Interview or interview?
Yes.
Interview.
Nice.
Okay, Jacob,
Thank
you did great,
you.
and you won
Great
a new
score.
car.
I want a new car?
You won a new car. Yeah.
You all heard it.
Oh, if we
want a new
could, we
car.
would give you a new car, but we can't. So we're gonna just
But we
have to hear
might-
one more song.
You lied
Yeah,
to
well,
me.
we might have gotten him an auctioneering job
That's
too.
right,
So I
that's
mean,
right.
there are a lot of gifts coming out of this show.
Yeah, it's been really great talking with you
Yeah, I
and
appreciate that. Thank
learning
you.
a little bit about you. And where can we find you on Facebook? Right?
Facebook.com/Jacob Fannin Music, YouTube.com Jacob Fannin, Instagram, all those silly things that kids do these days.
Okay.
I'm on all of them.
Great.
And then, yeah, just listen to some kid beating on a guitar at a patio in the valley, and that's probably me.
Yay!
Oh,
So what's
that's
the next song
awesome.
you're gonna share with us? Are you gonna make us cry again?
Never.
You won't make us.
Yeah, well, I don't. It's not very good, so maybe you'll cry for the wrong reason. It's called Dare Me to Fly.
Oh, I
Dare Me to
love
Fly.
this one.
Oh.
This doesn't make you cry for the wrong reason.
Oh, maybe it was just bad. I don't know.
Okay, we have to go because it's time to sing. Thank you,
All right.
Jacob Fannin,
Hey, I
everyone.
appreciate you all. Thank you.
Okay, back
All
over
right.
here.
All right.
They say, I know that it's a nice dream, but this is kind of amusing. They say, don't take this so seriously. They say, hope is such a good thing, but so is reality. I'd hate to see you disappointed with the outcome you see. But when your heart's enveloped in a pot of gold, and it's somewhere where you can't run to, they say we don't have wings, and they say the strangest things about this rainbow road being closed to you. But I've always believed that this life can be surprising. The possible is plausible too. I want you to look me in the eye and dare me to fly. Dare me to fly. They say dreaming is for when you're sleeping and reality is for when you're living, so try not to mix up those two. They say I really love your ambition, but you really need some direction. It's time to move on from all those childhood views. But when your heart's enveloped in a pot of gold, and it's somewhere where you can't run to, and they say we don't have wings, and they say the strangest things about this rainbow road being close to you. But I've always believed that this life can be surprising. The possible is plausible too. I want you to look me in the eye and dare me to fly. Dare me to fly. But when your heart's enveloped in a pot of gold, and it's somewhere where you can't run to, they say we don't have wings, and they say the strangest things about this rainbow road being close to you. But I've always believed that this life can be surprising. The possible is plausible too. I want you to look me in the eye and dare me to fly. Dare me to fly. Dare me to fly.